Welcome to 4th Street on a spooktacular day here on the show as we have all the guys dressed up in some form of a costume here. It's a special day. Charlie has on a Hawaiian fit. I'm a cool cat jive turkey from the 70s. Dima is Bruce Arians. Jackson is an inmate. And of course, we have Nathan as the Dark Knight. And us, with us today, we have a special interview, which we're going to hop into right now, matter of fact, with Gabe Montenegro, who is here with us. And it's great to have you on, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This is awesome.
Of course, especially on Halloween. Gabe, who is second all time in hits in program history, has the most at-bats here at Southern Miss and the most singles in program history in the baseball program. And just jumping into it, man, Gabe, could you just talk about what your career has been like now that it's come to an end, and just talk about your storied career here?
Yeah, no, it's been awesome. It's been a great 6 years. It's been a lot of up and downs. But like right now, just reflecting on everything, you know, you always remember the good parts. You know, the ever since I redshirted, you know, it was like a little bit of a struggle. But you know, you just remember, you know, your teammates, the coaches, and all the good parts about it.
And what's that process been like for you just in these past few months, you know, like understanding that, you know, you won't be able, especially with fall practice happening right now, that you're not out there with those guys?
You know, it's definitely tough because you just, you know, you go about your day, and I have so much time now. It's crazy, but you know, and I'm still living with my brother, so and he like goes out to practice every day, and I just sit there and be like, you know, I can't miss this. I'll tell you something though, I don't miss waking up on Sundays early to scrimmage. I'll tell you that.
I mean, you talked about some of the good times. What memories kind of stick out to you when you're reflecting about your career here?
Mainly the trips, the away games. You know, going on you know, the airplanes and the other bus rides and the hotels, and you know, just spending times with the teammates. And that's mainly like the best parts that I remember.
What's like your most exciting victory that you always look back to and you're like, man, that was the best moment?
That was against LSU.
Yeah.
That will always be probably one of the greatest moments I'm going to experience.
What was it like?
Awesome.
Could you just walk us through that, kind of just like a walk down memory lane?
Well, you know, that after that first game against them, the one like we lost that, you know, the last inning, and then after that, that was tough to come back from. So having to come back from the bottom and then end up winning that regional and beat LSU twice, and I remember that last inning, I was so nervous, like it was. Because you know that they could easily come back. Mm-hmm. So then when Tyler Stewart came in and then just shoved, it was just like a big relief. You know, it was just like all the pressure just was mounted off. Yeah.
What was that like, you know, stepping up to the plate in moments like that? There were so many close games in y'all's postseason run. You know, how did you handle that pressure, or like help teammates handle that pressure? Because, you know, you've got some experience, but maybe some younger guys who didn't have that experience and had to step up.
Yeah, you know, at that point, you really want to think about just how you know, how thankful you are to be in that situation. You know, like we came from the bottom, and like no one is expecting us to be there. And you know, if you just think about how special that situation is, and then how, you know, how awesome it is to just play baseball with your friends, that pressure is just gonna go away. You know.
And we just played your song, people listen on the radio. I bet that gave you some, you know, boost when you're stepping up to the plate. Can you talk about the reaction, you know, you got? It seemed like people really bought into that, and, you know, how much that meant to you.
Yeah, it meant a lot because, you know, you when you're playing, you try to just, you know, zone in, but when you just see and then hear how people react to the song, and then when you come out to bat, you know, it's an incredible feeling, and it just makes you want to do even better. It actually puts a lot of pressure off because you know that like everyone has your back.
there was a lot of great memories last year. But something I didn't even know until I read it, Andrew Abity reported about your whole situation last year, how you almost didn't even get to play, kind of reflecting on how the season went and like the memories you did make in your final season. How do you view how that whole situation played out?
Yeah, like it was insane because I went home for the summer and I had to renew my visa because it expires every like couple years, and it's ever since COVID, like the U.S. Embassy in Guatemala, it's like I know it's been tough to get like for them to give you the chance to renew it, and they like denied it a couple times, and like I was stuck in Guatemala for like maybe a little bit less than half of the fall, and so then just being able to finally get it, coming back, and being able to play that final season, it just it was just incredible.
And I mean, you're done with baseball now, but you're still at USM. Can you talk about just what went into the decision to stay at USM, and maybe what led to you staying here?
At this point, Hasbro just feels like home. It just feels like it's a great place to be. Great, like I love the community. I love the school, and they have great programs here for what I want to do, which is teach Spanish. And my brother's still here, and so like we're gonna end up like I graduate the same time that he does. So then just everything just lined up for me just to stay here, and I'm just grateful for it.
You mentioned having Rodrigo, your brother, here, and I believe you said you actually still live with him. Could you just walk us back and talk about just how it felt being able to play with your brother one last year in baseball?
Yeah, it was awesome because we grew up playing together on the same team. We played in high school together for a couple years. And just to have him here for my last season, being able to just experience everything with him, because like I always told him how great it was to play here and to go to school here, and just for him to just get that opportunity to come here, and then just seeing him experience all the great things about Southern Miss, it was amazing.
And just talking about that, now you're moving on, like you said, but now you have to watch him play baseball, and when he's had to watch you play baseball, for numerous of years here before he came here also. Could just talk about what that first game may feel like for you to be like, man, I can't step up to that plate now.
I have thought about it, and it's gonna be tough, but I know that it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a great experience getting to both experience the Pete as a player and then as a fan, and I'm just excited to go crazy on the roost with everyone in there.
That was actually on our list. We were gonna ask, are you gonna be in the roost? We know the Guatemalan flag is still gonna be flying out there, but what are you looking forward to most this season? Kind of being able to get that different perspective.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty fun, I think. I know that the fans are amazing when they're watching the games, and I'm gonna be that crazy fan that just goes nuts on everybody.
Yeah, we were kind of talking about it even before you got here, but would you even maybe be in the treehouse in the Roost this upcoming season? I know they fly the flag up there. Do you think you get a special spot up there or something?
I'm gonna grab that flag and I'm gonna run across the field in the middle of an inning.
Oh man!
And just assuming you've kind of been around, have you been kind of going to fall practices, and maybe what have you seen from the squad this year?
I have been to a couple, and it's fun to watch the new players coming in. There's a lot of good players that came in that transferred, and it's just a good feeling to know that they're gonna do great. They have it.
Yeah, and I mean before we let you go, because we know you got class. I mean, there seemed to be a lot of positive reaction. I know you were giving away some of your old gear. Did you have any interactions with fans that really kind of stuck with you? After processing such a tough loss in the Super Regionals.
Yeah, I just it's tough just coming out of your final season and kind of giving away your stuff. But it's nice to know that there's fans out there that like appreciated everything, and it just felt like incredible to know that they like were there the whole time, and it's nice knowing that they're gonna have a little bit, they're gonna have some of those memories that I experienced.
Kind of circling back a little bit, you're about to go to a Spanish class. You mentioned that your goal is to actually be a Spanish teacher. So what I want to ask is maybe where that passion for teaching came from, because obviously one of the most important jobs you can be.
Yeah, I just think that throughout this my baseball career here in the U.S., people really like learning about other cultures and learning about other languages. And so I just want to be able to kind of open like students' minds to more than just their own like niche, their own little community, and open up their minds to just new cultures, and just be able to teach them just another language, because it just will provide them with so much more opportunities.
And just adding to that, being a Spanish teacher in your future, as you stated that before, you will be in the education system. So will that come back full circle for you, maybe in landing you a coaching position or something? Are you interested in that on the high school level or amateur level in the education system right there?
Maybe down the road, for sure, because baseball has always been my passion and the thing that I love the most, besides my family. But and in the end, like, I do think that I'm gonna come back and try to get more involved in the sport, try helping out others.
Of course. So lastly, Gabe, we want to thank you for coming on and talking to us.
Thank you much. Appreciate it.
Make sure you get to your class. So
Okay.
for the people that didn't know, we opened up with our interview so Gabe could get to his class. So thanks for coming on, Gabe.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. That
We'll
has
see you at the Roost.
Yeah, we'll see you at the
For sure.
Roost.
Wave that flag.
Of course, that shall be interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Gabe Montenegro, second all-time in hits for Southern Miss here, most at-bats and most singles in program history. We'll be back with our eagle eye and talk a little bit of Southern Miss football, and then we'll give out our flowers and our honorable mentions. We'll be back on 4th Street on a spooktacular day on Halloween here. Stay tuned with us on 4th Street.